Tonight on the Muskie Daily, information about a fatal accident on West 40 outside of New Concord.
The Student Involvement Committee wants students to voice their opinions and become more active in their communities.
And the volleyball team hits a hot streak.
Good evening and welcome to the Muskie Daily. I'm Rachel Schlarb.
And I'm Garrett Knott. A Muskingum University student is the victim of a fatal accident in New Concord this afternoon. Muskingum County, Ohio State Highway Patrol confirms that 18-year-old Bryce Skoke of Mansfield was heading east on State Route 40 when he went left of center, striking a westbound Dodge Caravan. Trooper Joshua Weaver of OSP says Skoke was still alive when he arrived on the scene. Weaver performed CPR on Skoke until the New Concord Fire Department arrived on scene, but Skoke could not be saved. He was not wearing a seatbelt. The driver of the minivan, 74-year-old Mary Frances of Zanesville, was taken to Genesis Hospital in Zanesville, where she was initially reported in stable condition. Frances was wearing a seatbelt. Skoke was a first-year student at Muskingum University and was also a member of the football team. Trooper Weaver believes a seatbelt could have prevented his death.
Wear your seatbelt. That will, possibly save your life, if not prevent unnecessary injuries. It is designed to keep you in that seat.
Muskingum University President Ann Steele released a statement saying there will be a campus prayer service Wednesday night at 7 in Brown Chapel.
The New Concord coffee shop, known as the Crumb Cup, is adding several new items to their menu. Pat Mullen has been the owner of the Crumb Cup since May 2015 and has been gradually adding new items to the shop's menu ever since.
We took over from the previous owners, and they had a menu which we kept pretty much the same. We've made gradual changes as we've gone and expanded what we have here.
Some of the new items being added included cookies, snickerdoodles, and oatmeal. Mullen says that the Crumb Cup will also be adding a new drink every Wednesday. In addition to new items being added to the menu, Mullen says that a few of the menu items, including some coffees, will be removed. Mullen says that he hopes to bring some events to the coffee shop in the future.
The Crop Hunger Walk is making its way back to New Concord on October 4th. The walk has been an annual event on campus for many years, and it is starting to expand. Normally, the walk is held on Muskingum University's track, but this year it will be happening throughout the village of New Concord. The walk will be about an hour long and end by the village green. The walk will be representing the time it takes for people in foreign countries to get fresh water. The event will accept donations, and a fourth of the proceeds will go toward the food drive at the College Drive Presbyterian Church.
Sophomore class president Jason Schamuffel is bringing attention to the campus food programs. After creating a petition, Schaumuffel's goal is to create a task force rather than a committee to address concerns with the campus food programs.
Well, actually, we're not going to have a committee. The goal was to have what we call a task force. And the task force idea is because everyone on Senate is really busy, so to form a committee is very complex and it takes a lot of time. So our goal is just to kind of figure out what's going on with the food program. Last year, we started a petition. Me as an individual, I started a petition. And in 4 days, I got 1,665 signatures. So a substantial amount of students signed the petition.
On September 16th, Schamuffel met with the Director of Food Services. Some of the topics discussed were healthier food options and the possibility of meal exchanges at the Wynn Cafe. After around 500 hours of researching and visiting other universities for information, Schamuffel was planning on officially proposing the task force to Student Senate. Schamuffel also plans to contact the Vice President for Student Affairs, Janet Heater-Bass, and potentially President Ann Steele to present his research.
Daniel Barr, the academic representative of Student Senate, suggests the creation of a Student Involvement Committee, which he hopes will kickstart students' eagerness to do more at Muskingum and also engage them with Student Senate. Barr relates what he would like to see to Socrates Cafe, which is a discussion group that he used to be part of. Students of Muskingum and residents of New Concord would be able to go to the committee and talk to the Senate without being judged for what they have to say. Barr intends for this to be a way to grow a closer relationship between the student body and Senate because he believes that students on campus have gotten uninterested with Senate, and he fears that this shows that the student body cares less about the growth of the Muskingum community. Barr wants this committee to be made by the time he graduates, but understands this will probably take longer.
We will be taking a short break, but when we return, we will take a look at the newest resident at the British Zoo.
That and more coming up next.
We have the music. We have the cameras. We have the talent. Orbit Media, where the magic happens.
Want to order Starbucks but hate waiting in line? Well, there's an app for that. The coffee chain will now expand its mobile order and will service people all over the world. The new app allows customers to place orders on their mobile devices before they get to the shop. The app also allows you to locate stores, get an estimated wait time, and prepay. Starbucks came out with the service last December in Portland, Oregon, and is also planning to introduce the app to Britain and Canada next month.
A pilot flying an F-18 had a fiery turn of events near the Naval Air Station, Leavenworth.
Monday afternoon, people living and working in the Central California community of Lemoore tried to sort out the fiery scene.
It almost like there's like bales of hay or something. You could really see as you zoomed in that, hey man, that's a fire truck. And then the smoke started dim, and then you could see the wings, and then you really started just kind of tripping out, going, wow.
Near the conclusion of a training mission, a Navy pilot was forced to eject from his F-18 Super Hornet jet as it came crashing down in this field near Naval Air Station Lemoore. Navy leaders are concerned and have sent investigators to find out why the crash happened, but say it won't hinder their daily operations.
We could have been seconds away from a tragedy, so it's certainly a subdued environment, but we remain confident in mission capability.
Looking at this burned up and smashed multi-million-dollar jet, Navy leaders say this was a costly mishap, and taxpayers foot the bill.
Regardless of the cost of the aircraft, we do everything the same every single day, regardless of the mission and how many aircraft are involved, because when lives are at stake and the aircraft that we're given to fly, there's a lot of money that the taxpayers have graciously given us to conduct the mission that we do.
Navy leaders are not saying much about the pilot who ejected from the jet, other than the fact he was qualified and was released by doctors Monday. Eyewitnesses of the crash won't soon forget this scene.
I've never seen nothing like it in my life, and it was kind of shocking.
Amazon Prime is having a sale. The online retailer says it will lower one-year Prime memberships to just $67. Here's the catch. The deal is only available for 24 hours on September 25th and is executive member to new members. Typically, an annual Amazon Prime membership costs $99. Prime members enjoy free 2-day shipping, free same-day delivery, video streaming, and exclusive offers. Amazon says the deal is to honor the retailer's original series, Transparent, which brought home 5 Emmy Awards on Sunday. We'll be taking a quick break.
So stay tuned because I have this week's weather forecast when we return.
This is Will Mullins, and I want to encourage you to watch Chapel on Orbit TV Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. Thanks.
Find out what decisions are being made at Student Senate that could affect your campus organization by tuning into Orbit TV on Tuesdays at 11 in the evening, and again on Wednesday through Sunday at 10 in the morning and 6 and 11 in the evening.
This evening will be looking to be mostly clear with a cool temperature of 55. Tomorrow will be another comfortable day with sunshine and a high of 78. And tomorrow night it will be mostly clear with a low of 53. Don't go anywhere because we'll come right back with your Muskie Sports Update. The Muskie football team traveled to Alliance on Saturday for a date with the number 2 team in the country, Mount Union. The Purple Raiders dismantled the Muskies on a wet, rainy evening, 56-0. The Muskies' offensive was ineffective all night, only managing to put up 69 yards of total offense in the game, crossing midfield just once. The Raiders were led by offensive trio of Torres Scott, Bradley Mitchell, and Roman Namdar. Their way was putting up 557 yards on offense. With the loss, the Muskies fall to 0-2 and will next travel to Capital Saturday night. The John Glenn Little Muskies are still waiting for the first win of the Matt Edwards era after falling to Sheridan 48-7 Friday night. The offense couldn't do much during the game as quarterback Matthew Stewart struggled on the night. The defense had a rough outing as well as they couldn't find a way to slow down the Generals' running game, surrounding almost 200 yards rushing in the contest. With the loss, the Little Muskies dropped to 0-4 on the season and will be back in action this Friday when they travel to Duncan Falls for a matchup with MVL foe Philo. Both the men's and women's cross-country teams were in action on Saturday, competing at the St. Vincent Invitational. The men finished 12th out of 16 teams, while the women claimed 6th place out of 17 teams. The ladies were led by standout junior Julie Phobes, who finished in 26th out of a total 186 runners on the day. The men were paced by freshman Brady Hall. Hall finished in 54th place out of 168 runners with a time of 29 minutes, 21 seconds. The Muskies will get some time off now as they won't be back in action until October 2nd when they go to the All-Ohio Championships at Cedarville. The Muskie volleyball team got a hot streak over the weekend after going 3-1 at the Wooster Invite on Friday and Saturday. The ladies started the weekend off with a straight set loss to Bluffton, but battled back to win their next 3 matches against Capital in a 5-set duel, hit Bradford in straight sets, and Oberlin in another 5-set battle. The Muskies now stand at 9-5 on the year and will be back in action this weekend as they host the OACHCAC Challenge starting on Friday. We'll take a quick break, but stay tuned to find out more about the Cuban blogger visiting campus.
We have the music. We have the cameras. We have the talent. Orbit Media, where the magic happens.
On Wednesday, September 23rd, Cuban journalist and blogger Elaine Diaz will be giving a lecture titled Cuba in an Era of Change at the Boyd Science Center in room 336 at 6 in the evening. The lecture will focus on the future relationship between the United States and Cuba after more than 50 years of separation. Diaz, a former professor at the University of Havana, taught digital journalism and communication classes.
Camp Muskie, an opportunity to camp out in the hollow, enjoy cooked food from an open fire, and share ghost stories will take place September 26th and 27th. Sign up on OrgSync by this Friday if you want to rent a tent or enter raffle for prizes.
Come and witness the Multicultural Association of Students and Black Student Union, also known as MASS BSU, will turn John Glenn Gym into a laser tag arena on Friday, September 25th from 8 to 11 in the evening. All Muskingum students are invited to this free campus event. Games will be in the format of 8 versus 8 players and will have a time restriction. Those who want to participate must wear athletic shoes for safety purposes.
Two World Singing Duo will be at the bottom of the chest to perform on Saturday, September 26th at 9 in the evening. Two Worlds are made up of two young guys who sing covers of popular pop songs and Disney matchups.
Thanks for watching the Muskie Daily.
And make sure to tune in tomorrow night for another update on everything going on campus.